Here is a comfort zone pedestal fan. This one's a model CZST161BTE. This was manufactured in January 2010. Um, this was found inside a trash bag on the curb a while back. So I picked it up and said, why not? I had to do some cleaning with it. It had all this sticky dust all over it, and I had to use glue gun just to remove it. And it looks very good now, as you can see. This one is actually what I think to be the very first version of these classic pedestal fans made by Comfort Zone. This was manufactured under the Howard Burger Company, so it's very different. The major difference you might see first is the full metal grills. As you might know, around the 2011 or 12, Comfort Zone started using plastic rear grills and metal front grills, and a smaller badge compared to this one. This one's I would say it's a regular size badge. Um, the blade set is pretty much the same. The motor cover here, it's slightly larger compared to the modern Comfort Zone fan. As you can see, slightly larger, and it uses tabs like the SMC fans to secure the motor cover properly. So it's not the best method, as most people would not try to bother with these, but I mean, they did what they did, so I don't know. The height adjustment is also very different, and I was very astounded that I saw this on a Comfort Zone, especially. I mean, you would normally see something like this on a stand fan built between the 70s to the 90s, but on a modern fan from 2010, that is very least likely. So that leads me to believe that this is actually a very first version of the Comfort Zone pedestal fan, the modern one at least, because they've been making fans for a huge while now. It's just that most of their products from the 2000s are not shown that much very often. Um, this one's in much better condition compared to that other one I saw a while back. That other fan, the badge was very brittle, as well as the motor cover and this part with the push button controls. It was pretty much very easy to take everything apart, so that was in very bad condition. I think the grills on that one were a bit slightly better to these ones. In terms of quality, this fan was not really the best, and it's very evident. So I had to replace the cross base because the legs were made of 1 millimeter thin aluminum metal, so they were very vulnerable to bending. The grills are very thin as well, and this one single retainer is not even helping it. It's very bent, as you can see right here from the side. And these clips right here, they're not the best either. They did not put punches in these at all. None of them have punches in them. And therefore, this guard would slip off. But unless they're tied together. But otherwise, it's really not the best, and it wobbles too. It's really not sturdy, but I mean, and this pretty much makes the modern Comfort Zone fan look like a much bigger improvement compared to this thing. And it's very impressive that this thing even managed to make a full 10 years or a full 13 years of being operated up until disposal, which is quite insane on its own. But anyway, it's time to turn out the fan, so here is full power. The fan is very quiet and the airflow it blows is quite decent. Let's take a look at it. So it's quite decent for a low budget fan. And for something this cheap, it's really something. It's quite strong. And I'm guessing it's because of the grills not being too obstructive. So it is blowing air to its full advantage. This fan is a bit more quieter on the lower speeds. It's quite quiet on all three speeds actually. The airflow is actually very astounding. Just look at that. Sure, it's not something like Alaska from the 90s, but I mean, this is actually quite decent. It's kind of crazy how like these fans they're looked down upon mainly because of the quality of the bases, but I mean, the top parts they're not bad. These fans, they're in general, they're not bad, but the thing is, the manufacturers do not lubricate the bearings. Um, either, and when they do, they seem to use some type of grease which is not meant for bearings at all, but rather for the gearbox itself. So that leads to the bearings getting locked up and therefore killing these fans together. But otherwise, if they were to be lubricated right, this one will have to be cleaned out with WD-40, and then I lubricated the bearings with this oil right here. These will last quite a long time, and it's not. I'm not even kidding. The low speed, as you can hear, it's very quiet. It's a very gentle breeze, actually. That's quite impressive with the Comfort Zone fan, even though it's not the best brand to buy from. I mean, on low budget cases, it's actually not that bad. So here's the oscillations, and as you can see, they work quite decently. Nothing is rattling, nothing's getting stuck. It moves very smoothly. That's all I can say. Well, but yeah, as you can see, a very decent air mover right there. Not too high. No. But yeah, compared to the other Comfort Zone fans, this one is actually. I mean, it's pretty much the same quality otherwise, but it's very decent. It's just they could have taken a chance to quite improve the quality, but I mean they sort of did, but at the same time it was like they downgraded the quality of the base as well. But either ways, it was not the best, but when it comes to air movement, it's quite decent still. Alright, so time to shut it off now. So there's the spin down timing. It takes a good while for it to coast down. That's how clean the bearings are. But anyways, there you got it. That's the Comfort Zone 16-inch pedestal fan model CZST161BTE from 2010.